Mr. Ademola is to let's know or hear your story. How did you get to this stage? Who are you and how did you get to this stage?
Okay, let me quickly introduce myself actually. My name is Ademola Adetunji and I'm from Kwara State. And I'm also the MD of Mo Group Limited. We're into real estate, uh, dry cleaning and laundry. We are into transport and logistics. We're also into construction as well. It's
So
my
it's an example, it's actually an example of multiple stream income. As in,
Yeah, you see, we will get to that aspect. We'll get to that
yeah.
aspect, but let's quickly deal with what actually brought us in here first. It is very important that if you're trying to create weight and trying to, I mean, have a hold on your finance, right? You should create more income flow, like have many source of income. So when this one is a little bit down, you can easily get something coming in from that one. So it's good to have, I mean, a lot of income uh flow where you can have access to income. So like I said, we're into real estate, constructions and laundry and dry cleaning and logistics as well. Um, how did I start? um, it's a long story actually. Everybody always have a story. But my story, I wouldn't say is exceptional because I would say there are some people who have had terrible situations that are, you know, more than what I would have passed through or gone through. Um, S- as a child, when I was growing up, let me say precisely when I was around 10 years, that was when I get to understand that I am from a poor family. And then it takes us a lot to be able to have a two meals in a day. So, my parents were traders and I have an uncle who is so rich, and my mom normally goes to his shop and have a space there where she plate air for people. And while as a young child, I used to follow her to the market, and oftentimes I see people come into my uncle's shop. They come, they buy things. He's into provisions. Is a distributor of the PZ food I mean food company. So people used to come in. So I was wondering, what do they come to do? I just see they come, they pick something, and they go. And one day I walked to him and told him, look, uncle, I want to be doing this thing that people are coming to do, come and go and just do something and then they are gone. He said, what exactly do I mean? I said, well, I want to be selling something. And then there used to be this nylon bag where you put, when you buy things, everything you buy, and then you put them in the nylon bag so you can, get them handy. I hope you all understand what I'm trying to say. I mean, the nylon bag. Yeah. So then I asked him if he can give me some of the nylon bags in dozens, in bulk, so I can sell and bring back, I mean, his money back. Then I can have my own profit. And he said, where did you get this idea from? I said, well, I see people coming in here and taking something out and doing this and that. So I want to do something too. He said, but you have to pay me. I cannot give you my product without you paying me. you know as a typical businessman, like, he is very very into his business, and even his child or his children cannot take a dime out of his business without having something tangible that they want to do with it that he has to know about. So he said, okay, if I have to give you, you have to pay me first. I said, well, how do you want me to get that money when I'm not even working? I just want to try something At that age, I was talking to my uncle like we are pals. I was bold enough to talk to him like that. I never knew where I get that from anyway, but I was just talking to him. Well, out of the fact that I could talk to him with boldness, he said, "Okay, fine. I'll give you this 1 dozen. Go and sell it. And when you sell them and bring back my money, then I'll be able to give you more." I said, "Of course, I'll do that. I promise you, uncle." And he gave me one. And I started selling, hawking those leather bag in the marketplace. I sell them, I think that time around cents, not even up to one kobo there. So we sell, and then I give them his money. I mean, I give his money back to him. I get some little small money from there, and then after accumulating some amount of money that can uh, get me to buy my own nylon bags, I gave him and I started buying from him. That was how the entrepreneurship started at the age of 10. You see, I've always wanted to be independent from that time, in the sense that, these during festival time, maybe Christmas or Salah time, when families will have to wear the same clothes, you have to wear the same, your parents will buy you the same kind of clothes, and all the families or all the children will have to wear the same thing. For me, I don't do that. I don't agree to that. I always have my own money, and I want to look different from other people, from other of my siblings. However, that is where I started my entrepreneurship. If you read my story, I'll always tell you about this entrepreneurship in me as from that age. Um, how I started real estate. I never knew I was into real estate. It all started, I think, about 15 years ago. I was in Holland then. It's a long story. If I have to say, I will tell you everything, but let me just cut them bit by bit. I was in Holland, and I was working in a restaurant as a dishwasher, and I'm somehow close to the owner of the restaurant and the wife, so they were working there too. We were working together, and there is one other guy who was working with us too, and we decided that, okay, let's try and be contributing some amount, that, I mean, at the end of the month, one person will take, a kind of contributions like that. And we agreed that, okay, fine, you will take first, you will take second, and all that. They gave me second. And
That's our job here.
Ajo, thank you. There's this, I don't know what, there's this local name we call it in Asusu or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we started it, and I was told that I will be given the second person, to take, so I plan to buy a piece of land. And during our discussion, just a general discussion within the guys that were supposed to be doing it together and the owner of the place, I told them, okay, they were asking, what are you going to do with your own money? I said, well, me, I want to buy land. Oh, I want to just buy land and keep. Maybe I can build it sometimes when I'm ready to build it, and the rest of them. And that triggered the hatred that they had to stop me from uh, getting the second place to take the ajo or the asusu of a thing. And that annoyed me, and I decided that no, I'm not going to do it again. If you cannot give me the second, because that was our agreement, I'm not going to do it again. And I left. And in fact, I left the job, and I started doing. I went into publishing because I'm also a journalist right from back home, and I went into media publishing and all that, and I started raising little money. The first land I bought was in Kwara State, and that land was 250,000 naira. But I don't have that kind of money. So one of my in-law called me and said, "Hey, guy, come and buy a land. Oh." I said, where will I get money to buy a land? My job here is not even stable. I mean, I don't have that kind of money. He said, no, I can talk to the owner of the land, and I mean, we will look for how to pay gradually and all that, which is equal to land banking. So how do you think you can be paying the land? I mean, how do you get the receipt, the paper, and all that, the CFO? How long is it going to take, and all that? I said, look, I'll just talk to the person. If he agrees, then we will start. And that was how I started with 30,000 naira, 40,000, 10,000, 20,000, like that. Gradually, I bought a plot of land. And that was how I started buying lands. That was how I started buying land.
Okay.
And I never knew I'm into real estate. As you can see, the story is somehow I never knew that okay, there's something like real estate, and then you just buy land and start making money. My aim was to buy a land, keep it, and build a house, which is always the mentality of a normal African person. Like, oh, okay, I need to have a house and all that. And it's a liability if you don't have a good income stream that will keep you going. Instead of buying a house or building a house, you keep buying a land. I mean, you keep buying land. Because when you buy a land and start building a house, sometimes you'll be stuck when you don't have a good income stream. And if you build that house, it's a liability to you because sometimes you need to service the house. You need to take care of the house. The house will wear out. You need to repaint it. You need to do this and that and that. And the amount of money you make from rent is far, far low to what you make from buying a land and keeping it in land banking. So, anyway, that was how I started uh,
Okay.
real estate without knowing that I'm into real estate.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. The topic for today is real estate. But I found out that if not for this your story, I noticed that real estate used to be for the rich,
Hmm.
not for the masses. Okay?
Honestly,
Yeah. So I
honestly,
want to let's know are there more opportunities for the masses in real estate? And
honestly,
what are those opportunities?
yeah, just like I've just mentioned, I never knew myself that I could buy a piece of land by paying 10,000, 20,000, 5,000, 3,000, like that. That was like 15 years ago. And then social media was not as big as then. I mean, as this, that you have all informations there. But people are not really making use of that information. Now, there are a lot of opportunity for people. Real estate or buying a land or property is not supposed to be just for the rich alone. If you make use of the information that are online, anybody can own a land. You only need to be committed to it. Anybody or everybody, in fact, can own. Once you have it in your mind that you really want it, you will get it. All you need to do is get to meet a real estate company, tell them what you want. If they are going to do it for you, they are going to do it for you. If they are not going to do it, you move to the next one. Amen. By the time you talk to two or three people, I mean two or three companies, you will find one that will be ready to do that for you where you pay instrumentally. We have this mindset of if you don't have 300,000, 500,000, 5 million, 10 million, you cannot get a land. You cannot buy a land. No, you can even buy in peace, like in pieces, like you have 2 square meter, 10 square meter, 15 square meter, 20 square meter. Gradually you accumulate them, they become 100 square meter, 200
So
square meter, 300 square meter,
that's what yeah,
till you
it's
get
good to
to
get
a full plot. And that is also called land banking. It's made easy, but not all the real estate company that does that. Some have their own specific target where they target the rich people. Some target the masses. You understand? But those who target the masses are not that much. They are not that much. Most people you see talk about real estate company, they are millions, hundreds of thousands, and that is what scares people away. Until you find these informations that you can easily get a land by paying installment, you wouldn't think about it that you can own a land, and that scares a lot of people away from it. Of course, I was once a victim like that too. Before I knew that I could pay 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and the best way, or the safest way to create wealth is through real estate, land banking. Land will always appreciate. You don't need to feed it. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to repair or whatever. Just buy it and keep it there. You buy land and wait. And when you wait for some time, 2, 3, 4 years, the amount you realize from that land will be surprising to you. So there are a lot of opportunities in buying properties, especially land, through land banking. It is most important that we know that real estate or buying of property is not just for the rich people. Everybody, anybody can own a land. Once you have the mindset that you want to have it, and you're committed to paying, whether monthly, weekly, daily, definitely you will get it and you will own a land. And remember, it is only those who have a land that are big boys. Forget about somebody having a car. Yeah, this is, if you don't have a land, you are not a big boy. You are a smallest boy, honestly. So I am saying everybody, no matter what, no matter how many square meter it is, no matter how small, no matter how, bushy the land is, buy that land and keep it. Just buy it and just forget about it. You will be amazed what becomes of that land in the next few 3 to 5 years. Let me give you an example. There is a land we were selling at about 750,000 naira like 2 years ago. At that now, that land cost 8.5 to 9 million naira.
Wow.
750,000 naira was what we're selling it then. But now, it's about 8 to 10 million naira. Now, imagine somebody bought maybe 2, 3, 4. He already a millionaire. It doesn't take anything to become a millionaire, but you have to be committed to it. So purchasing a land is one of the easiest way to create wealth. A generational wealth, and you will get into becoming a millionaire without knowing. Let me make this known to you. When my asset begins to get into million, or when I became a millionaire, let me put it that way, I never knew I'm already a millionaire until Sunday. We were talking with my nephew and we wanted to do something that was about maybe 2, 3 million naira, and I was able to pay easily. And he now said, and I said, may God help us, so at least let us to join the millionaire groups. I now said, are you still talking about million? You should be talking about billion. I said, why did you say that? I'm still looking for money to become a millionaire. He said, look, we just spent 3 million naira now without knowing that we've just spent that amount. So forget it. You're already a millionaire. You should be thinking about billions. So land banking makes you easily become a millionaire without you knowing it. Without only one land that you buy, would change your entire situation, honestly. And that wealth that you've created can be transferred generationally to all other to other generations that will be coming. So we should know that land banking or acquiring properties is not just for the rich people. You, student, somebody earning 30,000 naira in a month, somebody earning 20,000 naira, somebody earning 15,000 naira can also own a land. You can own a land and you can become rich or wealthy. But what we need to know is that if you have to do that, you have to cut a lot of liabilities that you use those little money that you have to purchase. Liabilities like buying gadgets, like buying cars, like buying expensive things that you don't really need. So if you are earning like 30,000 naira, don't start thinking about buying a phone of 100,000 naira. Don't start thinking about buying a shoe of 20,000 naira. I mean, think about where you can at least take maybe 10,000 naira, either save, and I'm not going to say save. Look for a land. Look for a land, whether it is half plot of a land, whether it is 20 square meter, whether it's 100 square meter, start buying them. Don't just go and keep your money in the bank. Buy those land and keep them. Buy land. Land, 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 land. Let it ring in your mind. Land, land, land. When you wake up, in fact, go everywhere in your room, place, write land there. I want to buy land, 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 land there. Honestly, if you do this, it will be easy for you to get into buying land and properties. And that's the easiest way to accumulate wealth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think it's a great opportunity for the masses.
Mm.
I want to be part of, making changing the world.
Mm.
Okay, and that's why I'm bringing this, to the social media. WEALTHNAIRE hangout, as in let the masses know that they can also make it.
Let me
God
shock
not
you.
for.
Let me shock you. 90% of the people or of our clients are women. 90% of them. 90% of the clients that we have are women. Women don't just want to sit today again and wait for their husbands or boyfriend or something to start giving them money. You want to buy oil, it's from Baba Chukudi. You want to buy kuli kuli, it's from No, they also want to be, to be independent, even though they are still under a man. So it is not for whether man or woman. Everybody needs to get into it. Everybody. We cannot afford to remain poor again. Poverty is a curse. Honestly, poverty is a curse. Before I started buying land, before I started making small money from land like that, there were times that I used to beg to feed. Honestly, I used to beg to feed. When I start buying land, I start selling them. Money becomes something that chases me. I'm not chasing money again. Glory be to God for that.
Thank you so much, sir.
But for we at Mo Group Limited, what we do is that we want the masses. Our main focus is to see that the masses grow. Honestly, the rate of poverty in Nigeria is not something that that one needs to always think about. The way the poverty is spreading. So in order to get people out of this poverty, we want to make sure that a lot of people are able to key into this. Okay? Now, our own properties our own land from us, if you're buying from us, we have that you can buy and pay outrightly from 1.5 million, 800,000, but you can spread it for like 6 months, even 1 year. And we also have that you can buy in square meter. Ask me how much. For like 3,000 naira, for like 3,000 naira, maximum 3,000 naira, you can start buying a piece of land from us.
3,000 naira.
Yes, in square meter. You start buying, it's just like you are saving in the bank, right? Now, when you save in the bank they take some amount from your money every month, right? Now, but when you are buying a land, when you are saving in a land banking, in our own bank of land, you understand? Instead of the bank, or instead of us to be taking money from you, or that you can get your money back, instead you will get a land. You get some piece of land. And with 3,000 naira, if you want to, have an account in a bank, at least the minimum is 2,000 naira, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And that 2,000 naira, you cannot withdraw it. With us, once you buy a piece of land at 3,000 naira and you keep it there, that 3,000 naira will multiply for you. If you leave it for 1 year, right, and want to sell that land back, minimum you can get when you sell it is 35% on whatever amount of land you bought. So we are as low and minimum as 3,000 naira. Now, even a student can buy. Even a student can afford to buy. I know some students who takes about 150,000 naira, 100,000 naira to school. They even get up to that every month, or 50,000 naira every month from their parent. Now imagine you started buying land even while you are in school for 6 years or 4 years. By the time you come out, you're already a millionaire. There's no way you're going to buy a land that you will lose when you sell them. There's no way. So our own main focus is to target the low income earners, the students, the market women, right? The people who have small money coming from them, people who make like 5,000, 2,000, 10,000 naira a day. So we want to encourage them to buy land and keep it, and then sell when they are ready to sell. At least minimum keep a land for like 1 year. It would have appreciated and you make good money from it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other question? This question for Mr. Ademola. We are rounding up. I'm right now working from the office. I'm actually an educationist. You might be hearing sound.
You can hear people. Now, if there is nobody that is going to ask any question, let me quickly add in something. Now, don't go and buy land from individuals or omonile. That is where you have issues with your land, and that is going to discourage you once you have a problem with anybody, any individual that you are buying a land from, except you really know this person, except you understand that this person cannot take your money and run away or stuff like that. So the advice is always look for a company that is registered, that have a track record. Now, all the necessary documents that a land is supposed to have, they've already acquired on their land. So when you're buying, your land is secured. When you're buying a land from any company that is legitimate, okay, that has a track record, okay, that is registered, your land is secured. So you don't need to have this mindset of whether they are going to dupe me or they are going to run away with my money. And once you start having that mindset, it will discourage you from going into buying or purchasing land for yourself. Maybe next time we are still going to talk about the kind of documents that you need to have or that you need to request for when you're buying a land, or the way what you need to do before buying a land. the steps that you need to take before buying a land. Maybe some other time, if God permits us and we have some more time, we would be talking about that.
Yeah, we are so grateful, sir, for
Thank you.
this your time, because I know you're a busy person.
There's no problem. And one more thing. For any of us here who is interested in becoming an agent to our company, you can also make money from us.
Yeah.
For example, if you bring in somebody who buys a land from us, you will get 10%. If the person is buying a plot of land, you can get 10% of 1.45 million or 10% of 1 million, depending on how much a plot of land costs. I mean, that particular land cost. So if you bring 10 people and you're getting 100,000 naira from them, you know that how much? That's about 1 million naira. So what is that? You're already a millionaire. So we are looking for a way to create wealth and to make, to reduce this poverty rate in Nigeria. And that is why we want to give this opportunity to people to be able to access land and make money through our company. Thank you very much.
Yeah. In fact, that reminds me, it's like there's networking in real estate.
Networking, of course. You can network with different kind of real estate companies or different kind of realtors, different kind of agents. You can network with any of them and make and, and and make friends and get to know more about real estate, get make money from them and all that. You see, when you get into real estate business or real estate realtor or agency, there's no way you always make money. You can see all these agent people, these agents who help you to secure, get a house or an apartment and all that. They charge you for 10%. They are still realtors. They are into real estate. So there is nobody who is coming into real estate, buying land, selling land, getting people to buy houses or helping people to rent her house or stuff like that. There is no, everybody is making money from it. Everybody. So every one of us should try as much as possible to get, no matter how small it is, some piece of land and keep them. And make sure that every time you have some money you think you don't really need, put them into land banking. Don't go and save it in the bank, because if you save it in the bank, you can easily go to the bank and take the money and go and eat it up again. Find a real estate company. It doesn't matter who it is, just make your due diligence, make your research about them, and then buy from them. You can buy from us too, because of course we are doing, but not necessarily that you must. But go and look for it. Just start buying land. It is only those who buy land that are oga. We have two landlords. The people that has land and God is the Lord, and you that has the land, you are also a landlord. So those people who have a land, they are the real big boys. So join the big boys today and big ladies or something, a big madam, and start buying land. Eh? Uh,
One that made it to the program. I hope you have learned something. This is actually the first one. Okay, is actually our first.
yeah.
Okay, but we hope to have more hangouts. Like I said, okay, I think I discussed with someone. The next hangout will be on youth. I want to bring some under 30 entrepreneurs.
Mm.
As in, they are still in school, they are students, and yet they are making money. They are genuinely. Okay,
Mm.
so those are the people I would want to hang out with the next Wednesday hangout. So we hope if we call you again, sir.
There's no problem. There's no problem. Just let me know, or you send me an email anytime. Anytime. I'll just schedule my time, and then we can always. I'm in for this. Anything that has to do with youth empowerment, that has to talk about wealth creation. Poverty alleviation. Recently we have a program where people can key into becoming a franchise to our laundry business. I mean, if you have a shop, if you know somebody who has a shop, or who has a barbing salon or hairdressing salon, if you just have a shop in a location, you can become an agent or franchise. I mean, people come to you, they drop off from you, and you get about 30% from every sales you make. I mean, what else? You're not doing anything. We just come, we pick the clothes, we take it to the factory, they do the washing there, we bring it back to you. They pay you, you take your 30%, and then give us the rest of the money. You don't do anything. All the necessary equipment that you need, the banners, the t-shirts, the ID card, whatever that will make you represent the company as a franchise, we will give everything for you. I mean, to you. And then you can start business and make money. There are a lot of legitimate way to make money.
We are here now to that
We are coming, we are gradually coming into, I mean, we intend to go into the whole of the state in Nigeria. Gradually, we are coming in. But now we are in Lagos at the moment.
Thank you, everyone that participated. We are really grateful in Wednesday Hangouts.
It's a
God
pleasure to
bless
be
you
here.
all. Thank you so much.
And thank you for
Bye.
inviting me too.
Okay, bye.